Hello friends, this video on electric circuits part 23 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 22 before going ahead with this part. We'll solve some small basic problems. They are not those tough problems, but just that they are a bit tricky. So let us look at the first problem. It says that A1, A2, A3 are conductance of three conductors. We have to find out the equivalent conductance if they are joined in series. So we have talked about resistances joined in series, capacitors joined in series, cells joined in series. Now it says that you have conductors which are joined in series and their conductance are given here. So what do we know? We know that resistance 1 by resistance is equal to conductance. So when in series, when the conductors are in series, their equivalent resistance will be equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Now 1 by R equivalent will be equal to, so what is this 1 by R equivalent? Now what is R equivalent? R equivalent is nothing but 1 by C equivalent, where C is the conductance. So this will be 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, because we can write resistance as 1 by conductance. So let us suppose I am denoting conductance as C. So therefore 1 by C equivalent is equal to 1 by A1 plus 1 by A2 plus 1 by A3. So this is A1, A2, A3, A2, A3 plus A1, A3 plus A1, A2. Therefore the equivalent conductance is equal to A1, A2, A3 divided by A2, A3 plus A1, A3 plus A1, A2. Let us look at another problem. It asks us to calculate the potential difference across the plates of the capacitor. If you look at this circuit, you have three cells of EMF 1 volt, 1.5 volt and 2.5 volts. And you have two resistors of resistances 10 ohms and 20 ohms and one capacitance. So we have to calculate the potential difference across between the plates of the capacitor. So how do we do this? Here the problem states that find the EMF and internal resistance of a source which is equivalent to two batteries connected in parallel whose EMFs are equal to E1 and E2 and internal resistances equal to R1 and R2. That means you have two batteries which are connected in parallel, somewhat like this. These two batteries have EMFs E1 and E2 and internal resistances R1 and R2. So we have to calculate the EMF and internal resistance of this source. This entire combination acts as a source. So that means you will have to calculate the equivalent resistance of this combination as well as the equivalent EMF for the same, right? So let us suppose that this entire combination is connected to an external resistance. Let us call this external resistance as R. So let us look at the current distribution. Let us suppose this is current I1. This is current I2. So these both will combine to form I here, and this I will flow across this external resistance and go back to the circuit, and it will again bifurcate as I1 and I2. Right? Let us name this circuit as A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H, so that it becomes easier for us to apply the Kirchhoff's law. So here we see that I1 plus I2 is equal to I. That is one thing. Now we apply loop law to the closed loop A, B, C, D, E, F, A. That is A, B, C, D, E, F, A. That is this outer loop. So we assumed one direction. Let us suppose I assume this direction. So what are the EMFs involved here? That is E1. What are the resistances involved? That is capital R and R1. So R and R1. How much current is flowing through R? That is I. How much current is flowing through R1? That is I1. Now let us look at the signs. Now assuming my direction, it leaves the battery through the positive terminal, so E1 will be positive. I1 is in the same direction as my assumed direction. I is also in the same direction. So both will be positive. So this is equation 1. Now let us apply the same loop law to A, B, C, G, H, F, A. That is the smaller one, A, B, C, G, H, F, A. Here also let us assume the direction to be this one. Here the EMF involved is E2. Resistances involved are R and R2. So current through R2 is I2 and current through R is I. So here also the direct signs will be positive. So here we get E2 is equal to IR plus I2, we can write I2 as I minus I1. So this I can write I minus I1 into R2. So from this we get E2 is equal to R plus R2 into I minus I1 R2. So this is my equation 2. So now what I do, I multiply equation 1 with R2 and I multiply equation 2 by R1. So what do I get? I get E1 R2 is equal to IR R2 plus I1 R1 R2, and another equation E2 R1 is equal to R plus R2 into R1 I1 minus I1 R2 R1. Now if I add these two equations, what do I get? I get E1 R2 plus E2 R1 is equal to IR R2 plus IR1 R plus IR1 R2. So now from this expression we can write I is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 divided by R into R1 plus R2 plus R1 R2. Now this can be written as E1 R2 plus E2 R1. This divided by R1 plus R2. You divide both numerator and denominator by R1 plus R2. So you get R plus R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. I'm sorry, I'm running little short of space here, so I did it here. So this is what you get for the value of current. So now this current, you can write it as I is nothing but, what is the total current in a circuit? It is generally the net EMF of the circuit divided by the total resistance, and total resistance is the external resistance plus the equivalent internal resistance. So what will be the equivalent internal resistance of the circuit from this expression, the expression which we found here? If you compare this expression with what I wrote here, you will see that R0 is equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So that will be, this will be the internal resistance of the source, and similarly the EMF of the source E0 will be equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So these are the two values which we were supposed to calculate. So this was also simple. We just used the simple Kirchhoff's law, right? Let us look at the last problem of this lesson. It asks us to calculate the value of the current I. This is I, so we have to calculate the value of this I. It says that currents in a part of a circuit is shown in the figure. Find the current I. So which law will we apply here? We will apply the Kirchhoff's junction law. So if, let us consider some junction. Let us consider this junction. Say I call this as Q. So at junction Q, the current entering should be equal to current leaving this junction Q. Now, what are the currents that is entering this junction? This 2 amperes, this 2 amperes, that's it. So 2 ampere plus 2 ampere is the current entering. What is the current leaving? Current leaving this junction is 1 ampere, 1.3 amperes and I. So 1 ampere plus 1.3 amperes plus I ampere. So this is 4 is equal to 2.3 plus I. So that is I is equal to 4 minus 2.3, that is 1.7 amperes. So this is the value of the current I. So these were those small and simple problems, but they just helped you to brush up the concepts which we studied in this lesson on current electricity. So I hope that the videos helped you as far as this lesson is concerned, that it will help you to solve problems and to solve complicated circuits. Practice as more problems as you can, because it is not possible for me to cover all the problems here, but I will try to cover as many problems as I can, so that at least your basic concepts are clear. So see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.